Hi guys, what's up? I'm going to show you guys how to make this adorable chunky mini purse. I was inspired by this picture I saw on Pinterest, and also I really wanted to make a chunky bag out of like regular sized yarn because I don't have any chunky yarn, and I wanted to see if I could do it with the technique that I had learned. I forget where I learned it, but it's a super easy technique. This doesn't require any cutting, so I'm not going to have you cut the yarn into 3 or anything like that. You're only going to need to cut the yarn once at the end. And it uses less than a roll of yarn. This is how much is left. I started out with like a full roll. I made this, and I still probably could make another one. So I usually line my crochet bags, but this is so firm because it's 3 pieces of yarn that you don't even have to line it. I was curious about how long it would take to make this project because it worked up super quick and it only took me 40 minutes. So this is definitely a project that you could make as a gift for someone, or even like if you needed a bag to match an outfit, you can whip this up. It also only uses a single crochet and like the other basic stitches like chaining and slip stitching. So it's super beginner friendly. So excited to show you guys this. Let's get on started. So you're gonna need a regular skein of yarn. We're gonna make it chunky, and I'm gonna use an 8mm hook. So it's really easy to make a regular sized yarn chunky. What you're going to do is you're going to get a nice long piece here, and you're going to lay it down and fold it so that it's into 3 strands, just like that. So then once you have the 3 strands, you're going to smush them all together, and then you're going to make a slip knot using all 3 strands. So just kind of like normal, you'll make your slip knot, and it should have 3 loops at the top, and then you'll put your hook inside and you'll pull on the end, make the loop smaller. Then you should have the yarn that's attached to the ball yarn, and then you should have this little loop here. 3 strands and the 3 strands that we're going to work with. So for this pattern, we're going to need to chain 18. I think that's all I want to do. So just like normal, you're going to make sure you grab all 3 loops, yarn over, and pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Once you get close, you're going to see that you kind of run out of 3 strands. You're just going to stick your finger through the loop, grab the working yarn, and pull. And you can pull really as far as you want. And then, as you can see, it has made it into 3 strands again. So then you can just continue to chain 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 18. Yeah, I think 18 is what I'm going to go with. That's how wide I want the bag to start. I'm going to chain 1 more. That one isn't going to count as a stitch. So we're going to work into this first stitch with a single crochet, making sure to grab all 3 strands of yarn. And you're just going to work all the way down, 1 single crochet. Okay, so I've come to the end of my yarn again. Pull, so you reach through the loop here, grab your yarn, and pull it through. And you can pull really as long as you want. You just pull on the strand this strand's attached, so you just keep pulling, and it can even kind of like make a pile over here, and that will make sure that you don't have to do that again for a while. So then you just keep going, single crochet all the way to the end, and you should have either 18 single crochets or however long that you wanted your bag to start with. Okay, so we went all the way down. We should have 18 stitches. Then what I'm going to do is in this final stitch, I'm going to place another single crochet to turn the corner, and then another one in that same stitch, and that counts as the first of 18 across the other side. So we'll place 17 more down the other side of this chain here, so you can kind of see where it wants to go. There's the first, or that's the second, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm about to run out of yarn, so I'm gonna, same thing, pull through the loop and just keep going down until I have 18 on the opposite side. Should have something like this. So let's count our beginning. So we started with 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. This is our stitch that turned the corner. That's 19. And then we needed 18 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so that means I need one more stitch and the turning stitch as well. And both of those stitches are actually going to go in the first stitch. So there should be 3 stitches in this side, and there's also the 3 stitches on this side. 18th, and then the turning stitch. So in total, you should have however long your chain was times 2. So mine was 18 times 2, 36, and then add 2 more stitches to that, and that's how many you should have. So I should have 38 stitches, and I do. So we're gonna work this in the round so that we don't have to slip stitch. So you're gonna need a stitch marker. The next round is simply just going to be single crochet all the way around until we get to a certain height. And then we're gonna do a little bit of decreasing. So keeping with that we have 38 stitches, you're gonna go into the first stitch and make a single crochet. And then go ahead and place your stitch marker in the loops of that first stitch. And then we're just gonna work all the way around. 1 stitch in every stitch below. And you should have the same amount of stitches when you get back to the beginning. Coming back up on the beginning, this is the stitch our marker's in. So we have the 1 more stitch right here before it. And there we go. And we have our bag taking shape. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do rows like that around. Probably 4 or 5 more rows. I'm gonna put the amount on the screen here because I can't remember. But you're gonna do this many rows and then I will tell you what to do next. So we're going to decrease on the sides of the bag here. So in our first stitch, we're going to decrease actually. So to decrease with a single crochet, you're just going to stick your hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop, keep it nice and tight, stick your hook into the next stitch, pull up another loop, and then it almost is kind of like a half double crochet. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is where we'll stick our stitch marker, because that was our first stitch. And then we're going to do 17 more regular single crochets. So 17. Okay, so that was 17. And that has brought me to the next corner here. And we're going to do a decrease in the next stitch. So same thing, insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull through all 3. And then you should have 17 more stitches to the end. 17. All right, and you should be back to the beginning. So now we're going to do 2 more rows of just single crochets all the way around. And since we decreased, we should have 36 stitches now instead of 38. So I'm going to do 2 more rows. So I actually did 3 more rows after I last saw you. We're going to go ahead and do another decrease row. So just like last time, remove your stitch marker, and we're going to decrease into these next 2 stitches. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through all, I'm running out of yarn, and then pull through all 3. Then make sure you place your stitch marker. And then this time, we are going to do 16 more stitches until the next decrease. So 16 more, 15 and 16, and then we're going to do our next decrease in the next 2 stitches. So pull up a loop, pull up a loop, pull through all 3. And then last 16 stitches should take you all the way to the end. 2. All right. So now we should have about this size. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 more rows of just regular single crochet all the way around. Once you've completed all the rows, you're going to want to make sure you turn your bag right side out, and then you can remove your stitch marker. Now to make the strap, you're going to want to take a look at the side of your bag here, and there should be a stitch that looks like it is more on the side. So this one's on the side here, and it almost looks like 2 stitches are on the side over here, but that's okay. Since I only have 1 stitch centered, we're going to work both parts of the strap into the 1 stitch. If it looks like there are 2 stitches centered, then I'll show you what you can do. But since this is going to be the center of where the strap goes, I'm going to single crochet into that stitch. If you were using 2 stitches, you're still going to just single crochet into the first of those 2 stitches. I hope that makes sense. And then you're going to chain however long you want the strap to be. And I think I'm going to chain around 45. Actually, I think I'm going to do 50. 3, 4, 5. 1 extra for a turning chain. And then you're just going to single crochet back down the chain until you get to the base of the bag. Alright, we're coming up on our last 2 chains, 2 single crochets here. And now we're down back to the base of the bag. If you were using just this one stitch as your center stitch, you're going to place the next single crochet there. And that will help keep it centered right there. If you wanted it to span across 2 stitches, you can place the next stitch in the next single crochet in the next stitch. And that's just going to help center it a little bit differently. Either one works, it doesn't really matter, and you can try both to see what looks better. But in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and place it in the same stitch that we started in. Then very easily, I'm going to slip stitch across until we reach the other side of the bag, and then we'll start to attach the strap. Alright, to attach the strap, it's going to be a little bit funky than just slip stitching it on because I want to make it look as seamless as possible. So what you're going to do is once you've gotten to the corner here and you've gotten to the next stitches where you want it to join, is you're going to pull the yarn, the working yarn, out in front here and hold it with your finger. And then we're going to place the strap where you'd like it. You're going to reach your hook with the yarn in the front here. You're going to reach your hook through the side of the strap and then down through that first stitch. So it's coming in from the back. Then you're going to grab your yarn and you're going to pull it through both of those stitches and then through the stitch that's on your hook. And pull it nice and tight. The yarn should still be in the front now. And then same thing, you're going to reach behind, stick your hook through the back of the strap, through the back of the next stitch, and then pull the yarn through the stitch, the strap, and then also the stitch that's on your hook. So it's essentially a slip stitch, but kind of backwards. And then what we're going to do is you're going to pull your yarn behind and then just kind of regularly slip stitch into the next stitch. You can see that the slip stitch is actually on the inside of the strap instead of the outside. And I can show you what it looks like when it's on the outside. Here's it with the slip stitch on the outside. And then here it is with it on the inside. I like it a little bit better on the inside, I think. Now all that's left is you're going to slip stitch across the other side. All the way across the top. And then you should reach the base of the strap. And then this part is optional. If you want, you could just finish it off right here. But I'm going to slip stitch on the other side of the strap because I think it gives it a really nice finish. So pretty straightforward. You're just going to do your slip stitches up this strap. And it gives it a nice end here. So slip stitch all the way around. To finish it off, I'll slip stitch into the first slip stitch, chain 1, and then cut your yarn. And then to hide any ends, you could hide all 3 of them at once with your yarn needle. I usually like to separate it into 3 and hide all 3 of them in a different spot. All right, so here's the bag all finished. So like I said, here is where the strap is hidden on the inside. And here's the one I did where I slip stitched it through the outside. It isn't a huge difference, but the way it kind of pokes out irritates me. That's why I did this one a little bit differently. But here are the bags. I love them. I think they are so cute and so easy to make. Just wanted to pop on here for the end. If you made one of these bags, please tag me on Instagram or TikTok. I would love to see them. I'm definitely going to be using this. It's so cute. Got the pink and the green. Cosmo and Wanda, you know. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If there's anything that you want me to make a tutorial for, go ahead and comment that down below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See ya!